Check 1 2. This the Fat Mack, the Almighty Triple XL. Chamonix one time for your man. Yeah, MackCity.com, the Mack City Limits, chronicast.blogspot.com. Before I roll and do my thing, let me give shout outs to T-Man, chronicgirls.net. Also my boy Rick Nasty, urbanamateurs.net. It is .net, ain't it? I keep forgetting if it's. I don't know what it is with that .net.com, Rick. I don't know. For some reason, I'm having a hard time applying that to your website. But like I said, yeah, it's Urban Amateurs. Go ahead, type that. Go holler at that. Man. That's some good over there, man. For real. Yep. Holler at my boy Taylor Made. I'm doing this right in front of this show today. In front. Try to make it short. Try to make it brief. It never works out. I always end up doing extra man. You know what I mean? Once again, trying this on the iPhone. I think the audio quality is just a little better than my recorder. Right? So without further ado, it's gonna be a gumbo show, man. It's gonna be a mega mix full of all kinds of that I've done in the past, doing some recapping and adding on to some of the subjects. And yeah, just briefly talk about Ocho Cinco. Yeah, you know about what the happened to him, man. You know, I just did a show on domestic violence, man, not even a month ago. And yeah, you see what happens, man, when you go ahead, you put your goon hand down on a bitch, even though she may have started it, she may have instigated it, she may have done all kinds of to that to make him snap. But guess who goes to prison, man? Guess who goes to jail? That's right, you, the man, you go. And you know, I've had there's this one female she is a fan of the site, but she's really pissed off and miffed at the fact that I basically admitted that, you know, I have smacked back in the day. Like I said, that was back in my younger days. You know, I haven't really done that lately. And just to give you the idea of the restraint that I do have, I mean, if anyone is a Mack City citizen and you've been inside the logs, you remember that situation that happened between me, Crazy Kayla, Nish, and Thick Lish. Y'all remember that shit? Well, both them females, Kayla and Nish, jumped on Lish while she was pregnant and was beating her ass. Y'all remember that shit? Now, usually, you know, I don't do domestics and I don't get involved in no more fights and shit. But this was a different situation, you know. Lish was totally innocent. Basically, what had happened was Crazy Kayla, she concocted this story about how me and Lish had left Tanisha's baby up in the apartment all by himself while me and Lish was out in a car, which is kind of stupid because we got the apartment all to ourselves. We can up in the apartment, but Lish was left in charge babysitting Nish's son, and while Nish and Kayla went out looking for a party and whatever the they was doing, and you know, they was getting high and drunk and just having a good old time. And I came over to, you know, keep Lish company, man. So guess who shows up? Kayla shows up. She leaves earlier than Tanisha, and for some strange reason, she just gets this bug up her ass, man, to just start some shit, man. So I guess she's going into the bathroom, getting on the phone, telling Tanisha, "Oh, I found him outside in the car. Yo, baby up in here by himself crying, and he need his diaper changed and all this shit." So I guess Tanisha is like on some superwoman. She decided to leave the party where the she at and come home and regulate and do what the she do is. So now keep in mind, this is unbeknownst to me and Lish. We don't know what's going on. As soon as she come home, you know, be like, "Hey baby, what's up?" You know, I went ahead and bought her something to eat when she came home. Went to Penn Station, got her some subs. I even bought Kayla some cigarettes and a sub also. And imagine my surprise when Nish had all this venom in her and she was blowed out of her mind. She had taken some pills and some sort of alcohol. I don't know what the but she was like, "You motherfuckers left my baby here by himself," and I'm like, "What the?" And all the while this was happening, and Kayla had showed up. Lish, there's something to be said for women's intuition. Lish said, "Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. I think something's going to happen. I think Kayla's going to do something." And Kayla has never, ever done any around me. You know what I'm saying? That's the amount of respect she had for it, at least at that particular point. So I'm like, ain't nothing going to happen to you. You good. You with me. Don't worry about it. Ain't no gonna happen, while Big Mike around, baby. I got this, you know what I'm saying? So imagine my surprise, or woo-wee, I could have been more wrong that day, because as soon as Tanisha came home, boy, it was like, Kayla's pulling Jedi mind tricks on this man. She was like, "Dad, it's true. I swear on my mama and on my kids, they was outside in the car and they left your baby up in here crying and starving and wet and all this kind of shit." We like, what the is going on? So, Lish is trying to plead her case and trying to say, "I would never do that. We've been up in here taking care of the baby, just watching TV and eating sandwiches." And Kayla's like, "No, they wasn't. They was outside. I swear on my mama and my babies." And I'm not gonna lie, I was in total shock. I'm like, this fucking ungrateful lady. I ran to the store, bought this something to eat, got her some cigarettes, and she concocting these lies, besmirching my stellar character, like I would have Nish's baby up in there all by itself. I'm like, what the So bottom line is, I told Lish to leave. She wouldn't leave. She was so adamant about explaining that Kayla was talking did not go down. She wanted to plead her case because she was absolutely innocent. But Tanisha didn't believe Lish. She chose to believe the friend she has had for years, who has all of her men, lied to her repeatedly about all sorts of stolen money from her. This is the person that she believes over me and Lish, right? So it just got to the point where Lish couldn't take it no more. Lish snapped, and her and Kayla got into it. They was banging. They was scrapping. Lish was basically getting the best out of Kayla. Then Tanisha jumps in. "That's my best friend. Fuck that." So they double teaming Lish. So I'm like, I can't even let this go down. Especially she was like 3-4 months pregnant. I jump at it. I did my Hulk thing. I ain't smack him or nothing. Like, now remember, I'm telling you this whole story to give you some idea what kind of restraint I have, so you don't think I'm this gorilla pimp. You know what I'm saying? I went in, grabbed both of them, basically launched their asses in the air. I'm serious. I picked them up, threw them up off Lish, and that was supposed to be the end of that. Matter of fact, Tanisha, once she felt the power, she said, "Oh, no." She went into her bedroom and locked the door, right? But Kayla, she in the living room still talking. She ain't jumping on no girl now. Since she see that I'm in the mix, she ain't jumping on her, but she is talking cash. So I'm up in her face. And I'm like, "Put your hands on her again. Put your hands on her again. I'm tired of your do it. I wish you would." So I'm like in her face. I'm like a centimeter from her face, yelling at her, like she a child. And I got my hands balled up because I'm serious. I like, if she tries something, if she go after this pregnant ass female over here, I'm gonna put some knots on her head for real. I was pissed to that point, because I was trying to quell the shit. Right? So just so happened that day I actually had a 9mm on me, right? And so not Tanisha, but Kayla got so scared, you know what I mean? Because I'd never seen her this way. I'd never, it was obvious that the fear of God was in her when I was up on her and shit. So she was scared enough to run to the kitchen, grab some butcher knives, and the was not playing. The was not playing. Let me tell you, when I tell you the was not playing, she came at me full force with 2 butcher knives, swinging them. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for the fact that there was a coffee table there where I could run around, duck, dodge, whatever, and I had the option to pull the 9. Okay, now this is where the restraint comes in. I said, okay, this is what these are my options. I can cut a rug, run, get the fuck up out of here, because I know the police is coming, because all this ruckus up in this apartment. Ain't nobody not hearing this shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I can roll the out and look like I was scared or whatever, which that wasn't even the issue, me being scared and shit. What was the issue is, how am I going to explain this in court when it all goes down? If I decide to pull my pistol and pop her ass, how is this going to look in court? Irregardless if she has knives or not. Me shooting a white woman, and a lot of people would argue she's white anyway, but she looks white. You know what I mean? She's got like some white and Hispanic and Indian or some shit, but she looks white. So basically, those are my two options. I could run and look like a coward, or I could stay there because she was trying to kill me. She was taking swings. She was not doing no warning shots or whatever. She was trying to get at me. Right? I'm like, and I've always been trained, like, if you pull your shit, you always use it. If you pull your shit, you always use it. So I didn't pull it. I made the command decision to avoid court, avoid prison time, avoid possible life sentence from popping this bitch and killing her. You know what I'm saying? So that should let you know my mindset. I'm not quick to just put my hands on bitches and shoot bitches and mangle bitches and all that. I'm not on that shit. You know, I basically always weigh the scales, man. Is it in my best interest to do what I may have to do to this bitch? That particular night, it was not in my best interest. Perhaps if there was no coffee table in the immediate vicinity where I could run around it and duck and dodge and have this bitch nowhere near me with the knives, because she got close a couple times, I may have had to pop her. You know what I'm saying? But at that particular point, there was no need to pop her. See, a lot of you, man, it's on this chivalry. Y'all just ain't met the right, man. Y'all ain't met the right, man. I know some raw ass, man, that will have your ass in the hospital. I do. I know some that will have you up, man, and I'm not talking about them getting to whoop your ass. Yeah, that's a real possibility. I know with manipulation skills that had you up. They'll have 5, 6 waiting on your ass around the corner just because they got it like that in the hood and shit. But I'm talking about that will do you in personally with their own hands. I done seen at clubs slice with razor blades. You know what I'm saying? Just for GP out of an argument, because a felt that she got disrespected by and never even put his hands on a bitch. And you know how some of them at that talent of hiding under their tongues. Big shit, man, for real. I seen a bitch pull that right out of her mouth and turn a nigga into Scarface within a second. And you talking about this, there are queens. Don't put your hands on our queens. They're the mothers of civ. Shut the fuck up. You don't know who the fuck you talking about or what the fuck you talking about. You spend your time in the gutter like me, you'll change your tune real quick. Matter of fact, a couple years ago, there was this po cat, man. He was actually trying to help a female that was getting jumped on by a dude or some shit, man. It was at a McDonald's. I don't know, but a lot of you Gym City cats remember this shit, man. But the brother was trying to help, this one female who was getting, just sauced up by some and whatever. And then there was like 3 or 4 other chicks that was out in the parking lot that seen this female screaming. And I guess these females thought that the dude that was trying to help was actually the cat that was beating up on the female. So one of the females pulled off her stiletto heels, because of course it was right after coming from the club or whatever, ran up to the dude that was actually trying to pull the other dude off. And then when dude turned around, This stabbed him in the eye with the stiletto heel, man. What the f? Yes, stabbed the brother in the eye with a stiletto heel, man. So to this day, he's blind. He only has one eye. And you sitting around this trying to lecture me about how harmless a bitch is. You need to get the f out my face, because you don't know what the f you talking about. These will have your ass up if you sleep on them. And Triple XL ain't sleep on their out there. I done seen these man do some shit. And I'm not going to allow a to get that close to slice me up or to gouge my eyes out with they heels and shit. Is resourceful, man. Boy, these do something to you, man. So that's all I'm saying, man. I am not so quick to pull the trigger on a bitch. You know, if you get close enough, and if I, and I got a spider sense, from working in a prison for like a decade, you get gut feelings, man. You get spider senses when have ill intentions, man. You know what I'm saying? And I've never been wrong. Never, ever been wrong. So with that said, I'm going to take me a little break, man. I'm going to think of the next little tidbit of information I want to share with y'all. And I'm out. Well, I guess we can go ahead and talk about Shorty, man. I guess I've neglected to tell y'all how fast things have moved. She actually stays with me now, kind of unofficially. She really digging and she really don't want to let me out of her sight. So she here like all the time, man. And it's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. I just been in player mode so long to just have one woman in the mix and just pay attention to one woman. And I mean, the phone calls keep coming. The chicks want to come over and with me, but I've been trying to do some square shit, man, and it is killing me. It is killing me, man. Oh my God, it's killing me. And she's a good girl too, man. Smart, intelligent. Sex is okay. I mean, it's great for her because, like I said, I puts it down on her, boy. It's not too many females I can actually do that to, but I don't know. Something about the is kind of like it's. And believe it or not, there's differences in man. Some just is just overstimulating to me, and I just can't hold it, and some it's kind of numb. And I just can't explain it. Now, I don't really have a lot of feeling when I'm banging on certain chicks, and I can hit them all day. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, every time I bang on that, I do it at least for like 45 minutes, which is crazy. I mean, I don't hardly ever. I mean, like I said, my average when I'm on a chick, man, is like 8 minutes. When because I'm usually that really turn me the on, man. And she don't really turn me the on, even though she cool and it's fun, and we go to the movies and hold hands and hug, and she snuggled up next to me, and I don't know, man. Like I said, I've just never really been into older chicks, man. Never been into older chicks, man. So, man, right about now, I'm really bored out of my mind, man. I'm bored. I am bored out of my mind. And she's a good cat. She really is, man. She's almost done with school, for her nursing. And once she get that piece of paper for that nursing, she gonna be making some cheddar, man. She cook for me every night, wash my clothes, breakfast in bed, all that shit. But my stupid ass, I still want to have multiple freaks over and bang on them. I have a problem. I'm pretty sure I'm a sex addict of some sort. I mean, what rational man would do that shit? What rational man would do that shit, man? I don't know. You got the one, and I guess you just chalk it up to just being superficial as because she just ain't as fine as she needs to be for me to, to really have her out in public, like a trophy. I'm still thinking in terms of cyber pimpdom. I'm not really thinking in square mode. As much as I try and think in square mode, I can't, man. So when I look at chicks, I'm just looking at them as commodities, things that make me want to get paid. How much money can I get off this bitch? I don't know, man. I'm just, and also, have asked me, what are the prime ingredients to actually keep her in line, make sure she stay on your team. Well, from what I have learned, and believe me, man, and matter of fact, this cracks me up, right? Because this is what old girl told me a week ago. She told me, you just don't understand women. And I even had LaDonna even tell me that shit a month ago. You don't understand women. And both times when both of these told me that shit, I about almost cried myself into submission. I'm like, what? I don't understand women. That's a problem. I understand you too well. You know what I'm saying? Now, what they actually mean by that when they say that I don't understand women is the fact that one thing that I've learned about for the most part, need, like I said, the emotional roller coaster. They need the drama. They need something to go on that will titillate their senses. And back in the day when I first started this, I would provide some of that, man. But I've gotten older, and I don't feel like playing that game. You know what I mean? So, when they come to me with this, man, with stuff that they think that might make me blow the up, or make me pay more attention to them, or be more, I don't know, just to be all up their ass. I don't do that shit. So they automatically assume that I don't understand women. It's not that I don't understand women. I'm just not willing to play this game with you. You know what I mean? Just imagine me as being Dr. Spock. And that's what really made me laugh about this latest movie that came out about Star Trek. How Dr. Spock got the hot black, this logical, cool, calm, collected cat. He got the, what I'm saying? He got the fine ass and shit, man. And I was kind of like, well, in this movie, he kind of showed a little bit of emotion, but for actually really fall for a logical that's not going to argue with you, that's not going to fuss with you, that's not going to participate in all the drama and the tomfoolery and a bitch will get bored with that. Need that emotional feedback loop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not really providing that. Well, actually, I did provide that yesterday. I'll get back to that in a minute and shit, man. But yeah, actually, the two main ingredients, man, is, the feedback loop for the emotional drama, the emotional roller coaster. That is essential, right? And to me, that's number one. That's the number one thing you got to have. And you got to be able to them good. These are the two main ingredients, okay? Because I do everything else primo except for them good and giving them the emotional roller coaster. Because really, I gives less than two. If you want to argue, you be arguing with yourself. I'm not going to argue with you. You can take your ass on out here. You can go find you one of these emotional that's running around in the streets that want to argue with you. Find one of them. I'm not the one, okay? And as far as the sex is concerned, man, a lot of them, they hot in the pants, and I mean, they sexy as fuck. And I'm not really out to please them sexually. I'm just trying to get my nut off and bust it and send them on their way on the real. So those are the two things that's actually kind of like been lacking in my game, which would cause me not to put them in lockdown mode, because these are two things that need to happen. First, you need to make love to their mind, or you need to mind them. That's number one. Okay, and you do that through the emotional roller coaster. I love you, I hate you. I love you, I hate you. One day you say, bitch, I wouldn't walk across the street to spit in your face if you was on fire, you bitch. And then the next day you bring them roses. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit that them bitches is on. That kind of shit, it their heads up, and it just intrigues them, and you become an anomaly, a mystery to a bitch. You know what I mean? And then, of course, after you tell them you don't give a fuck about them, and You spit in you say you won't spit in their face, and then you bring them the flowers. Then the next move is you take their ass somewhere and you bang the shit out that bitch. Bang them good and hard. You know what I mean? That's what keeps bitches on lock. You know, this is gonna deny it all they want. You don't know what you're talking about. You, bitch. Yes, I do. I see all these females running around with all these trash ass, and I know what's going on with them. I know these just treat them like dirt, and then they the shit out of them right after they treat them like dirt. You know what I'm saying? And that's what keep them coming back. But like I said, fuck them really good and them really hard. That's only half the formula, man. Like, you really got to mind fuck them, man. You really got to have. Okay, that's the only thing that's fucked up about this iPhone, man. You got to tolerate calling you and shit, man. Let me see. Where the was I at, man? Yeah, like I said, man, you just can't really them into submission, man. And along with the physical, the mind has to come first, man. That way you keep them intrigued, you keep them guessing, you keep them on their toes. You keep them to the point where they're not bored. Hoes get bored real quick, and I guess that applies to me too. I must be a hoe too, because I'm bored as I am bored. I miss grimy ass LaDonna. I miss treacherous ass Tanisha. Man, I miss all of them, man. I want to bang the shit out them bitches. Even though I've been over here on some square shit with Shorty, and I've been banging on that shit and watching her bust multiple nuts, I'm bored. I miss White She Devil, man. I miss that freaky ass. I miss that shit. But yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about today, man. So, in my humble opinion, if you really must know, the two main ingredients, right, is first you gotta mind them, you gotta intrigue them, you gotta be a mystery, you gotta keep them guessing. Like I said, it's just as simple as telling a bitch, you ain't you bitch, I don't need your bitch. Go yourself, and then the next day, baby, I was just clowning, I was having a bad day, come and get daddy a hug, you know what I'm saying, just come on, let's be adult about this, hey, let's go out, let me take you out to eat, you know what I'm saying, give her some flowers, and then, then take her to the park, then after that, take her to your crib, bend her over, and smash that shit, you know what I mean? That formula works all the time, it works all the time. Love that shit, man, they love that shit. Okay. Yup. My two particular theories on the formula on how to keep a on lock. Just basically the two main ones. So when I got a telling me that I don't understand women, it's just like, yeah, okay. I think LaDonna told me that shit, right? Because I can't remember how we got on that, man. Talking about I don't understand women because I'm having certain sort of problems with other females or whatever. And my problem is actually stemming from the fact that, I don't play the game. I don't play the ball. I don't kick the ball back in play when these bitches, they want to do that emotional roller coaster. I don't really have that interest. But with this new chick, it's kind of hard not to play the game when the bitch is staying with you, and she's been staying with me. And let me just tell you about what happened between me and this chick, man. Me and this chick, she was staying over her friend's house 2 days ago, and she said, I'm going to stay tonight over my friend's house. Can you come get me the next day? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And she was like, oh yeah, and I want you to meet my friend too. So she been going around telling everybody about me. You know what I mean? She done told me she's in love with me. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm like, fuck. So I don't really have no desire to meet her friends because, I'm just not sure that I really want to with her like that. You know what I'm saying? She's just kind of like, she cool to with right now, but I'm not really feeling the love aspect. I still have the love aspect for that funky ass LaDonna. That has not gone away. I don't know what the happened with me and this man, but me and this oh my God, man. I just can't get this hoe out my mind. But anyway, me and this chick, I'm like, okay, yeah. I said, well, yeah, I might, I might go ahead and do that. And she was like, no, seriously, I want you to meet my friends. I'm like, okay. And plus, I also had some money issues, man. It's like I had like kind of like a small check come in, every now and then. That does happen when you don't get the right kind of money come in off your site. Man, I had a particularly small check last week. I'm like, man, I hate to be broke. That's one thing that really pisses me off is to be broke. I'm like, damn, I ain't got no money. I'm like, I gotta wait another 5 days to get paid. I'm like, I was like, I was just man, just the very thought of just not having no money in my pocket just irritates the fuck out of me. So my computer's fucked up. I've been tangling with that for like 2 days. I got this prospect of the fact that I gotta wait 5 more days to get paid because I'm actually broke. I got like $50 to my name and I'm like, then I gotta get up and go see this broad and pick her up, and I gotta burn more gas, and I gotta at least put $15-20 in the gas tank just to go get her. You know what I'm saying? And then she want me to meet some people. I don't have the time, because I got to get back to the crib and I got to get working on my computer and reload everything. I got some money to make. That's how I make money on my computer. You know what I'm saying? So I'd go try and find her, and this heifer, she text messages me the wrong address. I'm supposed to pick her up at this address of 114 Cherokee. You know what I'm saying? 114 Cherokee. But she texts me 141 Cherokee, right? So I get to what was it? 141, and so I call her and I'm waiting. Here I am. She's like, where are you? I'm like, where you told me to be, 141. She's like, I didn't say 141. I'm like, yes, you did. I got it on the phone. You said 141. She's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, when you get your ass in this car, I'm going to show you. You said 141. So where the fuck are you? I'm at 114. So, okay. All right. So I got to pull all the way around. I got to go find 114 Cherokee. I go find 114 Cherokee. Sure enough, there she is. She ain't even really dressed. You know what I mean? She come out just lounging. Oh, okay. Well, now you can come up and meet my friends. I'm like, look, you know what? Okay. I'll be up in a minute. I really had intentions of going up just meeting her friends and shit. But the more I thought about it, man, I'm in no mood to meet none of her friends, man. So I go ahead and call. She don't pick up the phone. So then I go ahead and text her. I'm like, you know what? Second thought, I've changed my mind. I just want you to come on, get in this ride, and we got to go to the crib because I got some work to do. I don't have time. So I don't know. I guess with her raggedy ass phone, she gets messages like real slow or something. So then this heifer, she calls herself calling me. Well, are you coming up? I'm like, didn't you see the message I sent you? And when I did try and call, you didn't answer the phone. But you said you was coming up. I'm like, well, I've changed my mind. I'm a grown ass man, and I have the prerogative to change my mind. I don't want to see your friends today. I'm not in the mood, I'm not going to be good company. You feel me? So come on, let's go. Oh, that's just up. That's just up. So she hangs up. So then this makes me wait 15 minutes out in the car, trying to be cute. And I know she's trying to be cute. She's and it's hot outside and there ain't no AC because I'm driving her shit. Ain't no AC in her ride. I'm in that bacon. So she finally comes out with two other females, and they all looking at me like I'm crazy. And the female who I'm supposed to meet, she was like, you could have came up and seen me. There wasn't no reason for you to do that. I wasn't gonna do nothing to you. I'm like, I'm like, what, am I Barack Obama or something? I mean, is it really necessary that you can put on this show just to meet me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, yeah. I said, okay, yeah, I got that. All right, my fault. Hey, but I got things to do. I'm trying to get her up in the spot, man, because we got things to do. You know what I'm saying? It only would have took you 2 minutes to come up and say hi. That's all you had to do. You made me come down here and say hi. I'm like, oh, black motherfucking bitch, man. I'm like, okay, all right, my apologies, my humble apologies. Okay, it's all good. Okay, I'm like, okay, come on, Monique, get in the car, let's go. So I gotta look at her, look at me crazy, and this she's stalling. I guess she trying to show that she got some sort of power. Well, she ain't gonna jump when I say jump or whatever. So she's sitting there chit chatting with her friends and man. I'm just like, oh my God, man. I'm about to Ocho Cinco you. Oh shit, you better get your ass in this car. So from the time I pulled up, it was like took her 20 minutes to get into the car. She finally gets into the car. She won't stop talking about me not meeting her friends. I'm like, I just met your friends. They came out and they said hi and I said hi. That's different. You said you was gonna come up. Why didn't you want to come? I'm like, look, nigga, it's over. It's over. I seen your friends. Your friends seen me. We said hi. They chastised me for not wanting to come up and see their ass. It's over. I seen them. You could have came up and seen them. I don't know why you didn't want to come. I'm like, this. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm sorry that I didn't jump through no hoops to come see you and your friends, okay? It ain't about jumping through it. I said, look, first of all, don't raise your voice. Now, check this out, people. I have a threshold, you know what I'm saying, where I go from 0 to 100 real quick when people just steadily pick at it. You feel me? And then I get to the point where it just ain't no stopping me. I'm about to steamroll you. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, you could have came up and first you said you was gonna come up, then you changed. I'm like, this is really on one about this bull, man. I like, look, I got shit to do at the crib. My computer's up. That's how I make my money. I gotta get on my computer. I don't have time to socialize with you and your friends. I'm not in the mood. I'm not good company. That's you just making up excuses. So now she's just nagging the out of me, man. Just nagging. Instead of just letting it go, just understanding the situation. The just want to nag me, man. She just want to nag me. So finally, I just lost it on the. I'm like, look, bitch, you ain't gonna be talking to me like I'm no child. Did you just call me a bitch? I said you're not gonna be talking to me like I'm a child. I do what the I want to do when I want to do it, and you ain't gonna tell me who the I'm gonna meet and who I ain't gonna meet, and if I don't meet them, don't be trying to chastise me because I don't want to do what the you want to do when you want to do it. You, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the is wrong with you? What the is wrong? I've been taking care of your ass ever since I met you. Oh, have you? Yeah, I have. I mean, you ain't got no job. You staying up in the spot. You got heat, you got air, you got water, you got a place. Who been putting money in this tank so you can get back and forth to school? And you got them talking to me like I'm some sort of bad guy. You, for real. You need to shut the up and sit your ass back and just understand you dealing with a man. You ain't talking to no guy. Oh, you's a man now? I'm not treating you like no man now? I've been cooking and cleaning for you. And okay, all right, then that's all well and good. But look, when I say leave me the alone about a particular subject or topic, then leave me the alone. Let it ride. And you got one more time to call me a bitch. I'm like, you bitch. Now what? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, I done told you to leave me the alone, but you keep egging the on, you keep nitpicking, you keep talking to me. You. I don't give a about your friends, family, nothing. I don't want to meet nobody until I get. Good God, man. Phone's just blowing up with freaks trying to get at it, man. The females, they not digging this. man. They are not digging this. This they home away from home. They trying to come with a man. They are not liking me having a main steady. You feel me? But anyway, man, where was I, man? These freaks still calling this number and shit. Fuck, man. What was I gonna say, man? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just recap, man. Like I said, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work between me and Shorty, man. I'm used to having over whenever the I want to have them over and shit. And I'm really not on that creep. I likes to keep 100, even though she has no idea that I'm a smut peddler. I've turned over a new leaf, so to speak. I'm not admitting to these freaks what my true identity is or my occupation. That seems to work a lot better, you know what I'm saying? But it's only a matter of time before she finds out she has a heart attack and shit. Because she's such a square goody two type shit. And really, that's what I needed in my life, man. But I'm bored to death, man. I'm not going to lie. She's a good catch. And if you was going to try and build something with a chick, man, she'd be perfect for it, man. So, I mean, if I had my sense about me, I'd probably still with her. But, I'm not on this arguing and yelling with, man. She brought it up out of me, man. She brought this shit up out of me. There was a whole bunch more that was said, but I just paraphrased it, man. Like, I'm not on it. Don't be chastising me because I don't want to meet your friends. You and your friends. Y'all acting like, this is something that needs to happen. This is something that, it's paramount in your lives that you meet me. I'm like, I'll meet him some other fucking time. I'm busy. I got shit to do. I got things I got to get done, bitch. Get your ass up in this ride and let's roll. God damn. You could have met my friends. Here we go with this female petty. I don't want to meet your friends right now. Oh my God, man. So for the past, day or so, she been giving that call shoulder, which I gives a man. Hopefully she'll just pack her and roll the I've been contemplating actually doing things to actually get her to out. Because I'm kind of conflicted because she's a good chick, man. And I just I don't feel comfortable just telling her get the out. You know what I mean? I want it to be her choice. So in order for it to be her choice, I kind of got to set up so that it actually becomes her choice. Like, let's say I actually admit that I'm a smut peddler. I'm actually a cyber pimp. That usually turns off. So if I go ahead and admit that, will she run for the hills? I mean, she's already packed her half her that's here, she's already packed it up, which leads me to believe she's going to break camp, which will be beautiful because then operations will resume as normal and I can just relax and feel free and just have, because she's stressing me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The stressing the out of me. Can't see how you square do these relationships, man. Because everybody I know that's in a square relationship, all they do is argue and fuss and fight. And, I'm not on it. I don't do that. I follow the path of the Buddha. You know what I'm saying? And, Buddha is not sexy because logic is not sexy. Do not find logic sexy. You know what I mean? They find pure unbridled emotionalism tantalizing. And me following the path of the Buddha does not make the wet. You know what I'm saying? I will not argue with you. I will not fuss and fight with you. Every now and then, I'll have a relapse. I had one the other day. I really dug into that, man. She was just flabbergasted, like, oh my God. Yeah, it's in me to do that. If you take me there, don't nag me. I hate for a to nag me about some kids. Anyway, that's the show for today. Fat Mack Almighty Triple XL coming at you live and direct from MackCity.com. And we out.